Good early morning, everybody. It's August 22, 2024, and I'm going to continue where I left off. This is back a couple of weeks ago, no, a couple of months ago. I started reading a book, Covert Technological Murder. It's Pain, Ray, Beam by Renee Pittman, and I left off at page 88. So, I'm going to pick up, though, on page 90. Skip over that little short section. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please remember to hit the thumbs up. Helps the channel grow, get the message out there. I hope everybody's doing well. And here we go. The book is Covert Technological Murder, Pain, Ray, Beam by Renee Pittman. And she says that... by some estimates, there are 300,000 plus U.S. citizens suffering similar attacks, marginalized for official subjugation and ongoing human experimentation using highly advanced electromagnetic frequency weapons, legalized for military personnel on civilians within a mobilized, unified COINTELPRO, for ongoing research activity in human experimentation for law enforcement, federal, state, and under local, the guise of crowd control on steroids. Today, many report testing on men, women, and even children. Having been placed on the U.S. target kill list for refusing to be silenced and courageously revealing the heinous covert paradigm of a hideously fused military personnel, military technology domestic program with a modernized high-tech COINTELPRO, key were the attacks in the wee hours of the morning, which when gradually became more intense during the day. Or were they toying with me as time passed? One of the most corrupt police departments in the USA, the LA Police Department, was playing a major role in a nationwide example, now using drones, satellites, etc., with rogue federal agents, systems and devices, and setups in neighborhood locations, garages, and rooms in a compliant community, their workstation, and spearheaded by my favorite Bureau of Investigation, Joint Resource Intelligence Center, Los Angeles County Spy Center. And let's see, this book is dated 2022. Not that long ago. But her estimates on the number of people involved is highly underrated because the ACLU already reported back in 2016 that there were over 900,000 people on various watch lists, according to FOIA requests of the FBI, trapped in a black box growing terrorism watch listing and everyday policing from 2008 research. So it is estimated from other whistleblowers, etc., that there are in excess of 4 million innocent, law-abiding U.S. citizens placed on one of these lists. And Tulsi Gabbard now is one of them. Okay, so here we go. Impossible to protect yourself. The human body appears to be extremely vulnerable to electromagnetic radiation of all kinds of frequencies. The human body is also an electromagnetic transmitter, and sensitive radio equipment can pick up and decode the signals that are generated. For example, when speaking, thinking. In contrast to a knife or a bullet, electromagnetic signals are not blocked by walls. Compare your cell phone. Limited protection is possible using sheet metal, metal plates, water, a vacuum, but if you really are a target, the attackers will increase intensities, if necessary, to insane levels. Change frequency, attack from different angles. Also remember that these weapons can hit a person without hitting the person sitting next to this person. They can also be aimed, and the diameter of the beam can be made small enough to hit only the target. Anybody can be a target. including the bug just flew on my page that I just unalived. Electronic weapons made it very easy to eliminate persons, to get persons temporarily out of the way, to murder persons, etc., without evidence, and most of the time, even the target does not know that he's zapped, cooked, burned with electronic weapons. The ones owning and controlling this technology now can get everything they want in a very easy way. They can get their football player into the national team by temporarily cutting out the competitor for the same position in the team. This could be done with other means as well, but it's very easy with electronic weapons. Just cook a person's ankle and foot during the night, and the damage is done. To influence a tennis match, you could cook a player by heating the body with microwaves, compared to a microwave oven. He will just feel overheated and sick and lose the game. These are just two examples to demonstrate what can be done. You can imagine that anybody can become a target. Some people, because they are more visible than others, because they have something the sick network wants, because they know something the sick network does not want to be exposed, and because they are too intelligent for the sick network, just for personal reasons, because maybe they made a remark about someone, etc. Oh, and you know how sensitive they are. They cannot turn a blind cheek. They get their little knickers in a knot. And they will, instead of crying or turning the blind cheek and walking away, oh, no, no, no. These little psychopath baby losers, these little weenies, they have to get even. Yes. The sick network. Electronic weapons can kill a person. Besides using electronic weapons to monitor, drive into suicide, cause temporary injuries, they can also be used to kill a person. Killing is possible by sending the wrong signals to the heart, making it pulse in abnormal ways, or by increasing intensity and cooking the heart area, damaging the heart slowly. Or like the way they've been cooking my eyes for the last 11 weeks. Although little is known at this time about the effects of long-term irradiation, it is not difficult to imagine that this will cause all kinds of diseases, as electromagnetic irradiation destroys your DNA. A cell with damaged DNA are called cancer. Again, all these horrible things can be done, and are done today without evidence. How do you know you're a target of electronic harassment? It's often very difficult to distinguish between normal body behavior and induced body behavior if there are no signs of burning or cooking. For example, would you know the difference between normal diarrhea and induced diarrhea? Well, if you never get diarrhea and you're suddenly getting it every day, seems like it's induced. Yes, you're able to decide what is not normal by comparing your diarrhea to previous experiences. It may start and disappear very suddenly. It may cause other effects like water bubbles leaving your anus, etc. Also, the diarrhea may be linked to a certain event, like picking up your child or appearance in court. Always ask yourself what it is that you are feeling. And did you feel this before? Does it go away when you turn your body 180 degrees? Does it go away when you walk in the streets or drive your car? You are the best judge of what you are feeling. Your car may be tagged. When you're a target, you will experience harassment everywhere, every time. If you have a car, they will tag your car. These are words I learned from a so-called target. This means they will equip your car with electronic weapons, not only to monitor you, but to also cook and or burn your body while you're driving. They may also harass the target covertly and use the following beams. It will be a sleep beam to make the driver very sleepy. Eye beam, slowly cooking the eye so tears come out and the visibility reduces. That's what I've been experiencing, but both of the above. Just to confirm, all of this is done to cause the mental or physical death of the target. So that's called premeditative murder. Premeditated. And anybody that is complicit, it's a conspiracy, right? Harassment from neighbor houses, cars, handbags, airplanes, and satellites. Most of the electronic harassment comes from close neighbor houses. When you walk in the streets, you are probably attacked by electronic weapons, like directed energy weapons, from houses. They may be remote controlled or controlled by an operator at these locations. If there are no locations for the equipment, they use these weapons from their cars. You may also be hit from airplanes. This is not difficult to believe if you accept that a reach several hundreds of meters. Some targets write about satellites being the source of their electronic harassment, and in general, I do not believe this to be true. For example, the current state of technology, you can be hit by a very accurate equipment. For example, when you're running on the streets or in the woods, you may be quote unquote shot with a very high power microwave weapon in your calf from an airplane. The intensity can be such that it causes instant injury. Your calf is cooked within a split second and your muscles almost instantly tear apart, making running and walking almost impossible. This is what happened to me, like when I was house hunting here in Kentucky, and you know the little Bond girl who was tracking me in the hotel, that passed me inside the hotel, was cooking my back as I slept, so that the next day I almost could not even move to get onto my plane. Oh, and it just happens to be the same person who drove past me the first day I drove into town, July 2019. And then when I came home, my checkbook was missing. One of my handbags was all shredded. My raincoat and other jacket were missing from my new house. Satellites probably play a big role in exchanging information about a target. For example, you can have sub-vocal speech decoding PC in the house next to the target, but it's easier and safe to transfer the uncoded information to a central computer system and return the decoded words. But it may be done on site. PCs have enough power today to do this decoding themselves. You may be attacked by persons, family, friends, coworkers who are covertly attacked by electronic harassment. The aim of the attackers is to drive the target insane. Oh, you mean like by throwing all the bugs into my kitchen sink and all these flies and gnats and stuff and all these little teeny weeny spiders and dumping cats on my property. Oh, and the newest is that they're actually digging up my property. I'm going to prove it. I was going to do a video today, but I will prove how they're digging up my property to create fake erosion, because usually during regular erosion, like if it rains, the sediment will fall down and it will deposit in certain areas. Well, what's happening here is they're actually raking up the dirt, cutting roots of trees and vines, and stealing the soil. Yes. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that. The aim of the attackers is to drive the target insane. To speed up things, they aim their electronic weapons covertly at family, friends, coworkers, to make them react in several ways to what the target is doing or saying. Some easy methods used to covertly attack other persons are as follows. A scratch beam, to make a person scratch his head. That happens to me. A sneeze beam, to make a person sneeze. Have you ever sneezed incessantly out of nowhere? I have. A cough beam, to make a person cough. The urge to urinate beam, to make a person go to the toilet. For example, they beam persons around the target on the head So everywhere around the target, people are scratching their heads. Right? So sometimes this is being done to the people around you, and they're not even aware that it's happening to them. They beam persons around the target on the head, so everywhere around the target, people are scratching their heads. They beam the target's head very hard, and then beam the head of a friend, so that this friend will start scratching their head immediately, very visible for the target to see. When the target and partner are in the same, or every time the target opens a website on his PC, which is not visible to the partner, they will beam the throat of the partner, causing the partner to cough almost immediately. When the target is beamed in the stomach during work, they make a coworker sneeze at the same time. When the target is beamed in the stomach, they beam her child in the stomach as well, making the child cry and saying it has a stomach pain. This is confirmed by multiple victims, and once again, illegal and beyond imagination, horrible crimes by our national secret services. You know, the ones that were protecting that Trumpster guy? You know, they did stellar job. Really, bang, dump, good job there. What is amazing is that a lot of high-ranked politicians and other influential persons are fully aware of the existence and use of these weapons, but they don't speak out. What does it say about those persons? I believe you can say that the idea that we live in a democracy has disappeared completely. Elite and secret services are trapped by their crimes in a vicious circle of more violence against the people of the world. The ones facilitating, outsourcing, and performing this cruel electronic harassment and torture is not just a group of people. These attacks are very well designed and applied by people trained to cause maximum pain but leave no evidence. The ones I'm referring to are our secret services, including the military. They are tightening their grip on society, not because they have to protect us against the terrorists in the world, but because they are getting more and more afraid. What will happen when the truth about them is exposed? They are trapped in a sort of vicious circle. To maintain themselves, they must commit more and more horrible crimes. And to avoid their crimes about being exposed, they have to perform new horrible crimes, etc., etc. Because they're addicts. They're addicted to chaos, and they need more and more of their drug of choice, us, to get their highs. So here we have the elite creating wars to maintain themselves, and their armies, the secret services, both trapped in their own lies and deceit. And the horror for us, the people of the world, is that we will be taken from, created, a threat to, created war. Because that is the only way out for the criminal elite and the criminal secret services. People cookers and secret services. I introduced the word people cookers in 2007 for the creatures facilitating, outsourcing, performing electronic harassment and electronic torture. Main reason is, of course, that people cooking comes closest to what they're doing. Most of the harassment and torture is done by microwave irradiation, which causes heating of the skin. And your inside, just like a microwave oven, cooks meat. There are no words to justify those illegal, horrendous crimes. The ones involved are disgusting creatures. An author called them the failed human beings. And that is just what they are. They were born human, choose the wrong path in life, and degenerated into pieces of shit. I believe people cooking, gang stalking, organized stalking are a perfect example of how sick our national secret services have become, and now commit the perfect unaliving, in their language meaning murder without evidence. And they now steal, torture, and murder just because it's become so easy to steal, torture, and murder. Electronic harassment and electronic torture list, December 24, 2009. So then she writes a list of what she experienced from these horrific electronic weapons several times. I'm not going to read that, but what she's saying is, you know, they're seeing through your eyes and they want to drive you insane. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to end on that note, on this lively note. But this is just another individual confirming for all the newcomers out there, welcome to my channel. All the people that are not sure if you're being targeted, if you have a friend or family member that is targeted, it really is happening. And you have done nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. These are psychopaths. They can't get over themselves. They're envious and jealous losers, and they look at us as paraphilia. They're sexual perversions. They're sick. They get off on it. Who knows? Maybe they're even doing sick stuff that I don't even want to talk about on my channel. But I might link below that the video I created that targeted individuals are paraphilia for the gang stalkers. Yes. We fulfill their sadistic perversions. And we all know the three Masons are one bunch of perverted effers. Anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading, exposing one criminal at a time. And this adorable little piece of art is hand painted by Sawlight42 on eBay. Watch listed for speaking the truth. She created this for me. Thank you so much. I'm going to sign off for now. Hope everybody's doing well. Remember to hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow. Feel free to share if you're inclined to do so. And I will talk with you soon.